The White House has confirmed that Donald Trump has paused all aid to Ukraine after the blow-up with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office. You might have expected cooler heads to prevail, but as I said to Kristin Tate, the president has doubled down, putting more heat on Zelensky.
Yeah, this is a negotiation tactic. I can tell you that conservatives here were absolutely enthralled by the way that Trump handled Zelensky at that meeting last week. I mean, to come to the United States after we have given his country hundreds of billions of dollars in aid and to roll his eyes in the White House, it was an insult. And so this is a negotiation tactic. Trump clearly wants peace. He wants to make a deal. And this is just a tough move that he's had to make to achieve that end.
Yeah, let's have a look at what Donald Trump said before the pause was put in place, but that gives a clear indication of his thinking.
Well, I just think he should be more appreciative because this country has stuck with them through thick and thin. We've given them much more than Europe, and Europe should have given more than us because, as you know, that's right there. That's the border. This country really was like the fence on the border. It was very important to Europe, and I'm not knocking Europe. I'm saying that they were a lot smarter than Joe Biden because Joe Biden didn't have a clue. He just gave money hand over fist.
Kristin, I think the biggest outcome so far from what went on in the Oval Office is that Europe has stepped up. The Brits and the other Europeans are promising to do more, even suggesting they'll put troops on the ground in Ukraine. So that's been a very good outcome from what Donald Trump has done. But of course, when it comes to ending a war, the easiest way, as George Orwell once said, the fastest way to end a war is to lose it. So Zelensky can't just end the war at any cost, right?
Of course not. And I don't think Trump expects him to do so. But it's good to see his European allies stepping up. They should have done that years ago. Americans' patience is being tested with Ukraine. We have Americans dying on the streets here from fentanyl overdoses. We've had an open border for years. The economy was in a really bad place. And yet we had Joe Biden and the Democrats telling us that we needed to keep giving these blank checks to Ukraine so that they could fund their pensions, their small businesses, their border security. Border security, that sounds nice, like something we might want in this country. So Americans have had it. And so many people that I talk to here on both sides of the aisle are glad to see Trump being tough. We support Ukraine. We want an end to this war, but no more blank checks.
Yeah, indeed. I want to go to the MAGA Minute, or an excerpt from this week's MAGA Minute, to show how the White House is framing this issue.
It was another historic week at the White House. Let's break it all down in the MAGA Minute. President Trump showed the world what American strength looks like when he stood up for the American people to President Zelensky during their meeting in the Oval Office.
Yeah, stood up to President Zelensky. There's differing reactions all around the world. For what it's worth, I thought J.D. Vance was the aggressive one in that meeting, but certainly Zelensky could have been more appreciative of the support of America because nobody has supported Ukraine more than America. This is playing out in Australia now, where there are differing sides of politics offering different levels of support for Ukraine. So we'll see how all that plays out.